Are you a non-native English-speaking business executive? If you said yes, this is for you. Hi, I'm Marcia. Over the last 4 years, I've worked with senior managers across several organizations, including multinational ones such as the United Nations. As you can imagine, in that context, I would have encountered persons from non-English speaking countries. In speaking with them about their English learning experience, I've identified 5 ways that learning English can be simplified. I want to share those with you today. Please stay tuned. The first way to take your English to the next level as a business executive is to be kind to yourself on your English journey. This is important because your journey is as unique as you are. You will make mistakes, and that's okay. So, how do you show yourself kindness as you learn to master English? The answer is to lighten up. Laugh at yourself when you make your mistakes, and remember to celebrate your progress. Even one new word or phrase at a time is enough to celebrate. You may also ask, what if I don't perfect my English as soon as I think I need to in order to fulfill my personal or organizational goals? The most important thing is that you're growing in your understanding of how to exchange meaning accurately in any situation you're in, because that's the only way you'll be able to function in real world situations. It's much better to go at a little slower pace and get the result of being able to manage yourself well than to rush your learning, because that won't get you lasting results. The second way to take your English to the next level as an executive is to snack on English every day. This will make your learning experience more manageable. It's that simple. Sharpening your English skills will become such a regular part of your life that it doesn't seem so foreign after all. And how will you do this? You could listen to or read an English news item for up to 5 minutes each day. Or how about watching part of an English movie or listening to an English song in your favorite genre at the end of your day? How about leaving at least one English post on social media to your friends to make them a part of your journey? Yes, you're an executive, but it doesn't mean you have to be in executive mode all the time. Let your hair down, relax, unwind. Take a minute, then share a thought on social media in English before the day is done. Your post could easily be a question or a response to someone else's. You may ask, what if others question my English language perfection? The truth is, not even native speakers of English get it totally right all the time. The most important thing is that you're engaging the world in English. The third way to take your English to the next level as an executive is to use all your senses and the things in your everyday life to practice your English. This will help you to form a connection between English and things you already know. That will make your learning more relevant and make what you learn much easier to remember. So, how will you use your senses and realia, which are the things you already use in your everyday life, to help you practice your English? Here's how. When a certain English word is used, attach a smell or a sound or a picture or a feeling or even a taste to it. Connect what you are learning to something your natural senses can help you remember. You may ask, what if an English word or expression is not a physical thing? When communicating about something that is not a physical person, place, or thing, you may not be able to use your 5 physical senses to experience them. In that case, when you're dealing with something that is intangible or abstract, It will help you understand and communicate about it if you connect it to an emotional feeling or a picture in your mind. For example, the people who you lead at work, your subordinates, when you give them an instruction or a directive, what tone of voice and general attitude do they respond with? What feeling does it stir up in you? Is it pleasant or unpleasant? Does it paint a bright, colorful picture in your mind or a dull, ugly one? The most important thing is that you connect what you learn in English in a certain context with all your physical and emotional senses. The fourth way to take your English to the next level as an executive is to sing, dance, draw, act out, or whatever you like with your English. If you're thinking, Marsha, that's ridiculous, here's why this is so effective. It will help you to have some fun with the language, even when you're dressed up in your power suit. How? As you work on perfecting your English, can you think of a song you like and try to sing it in English? Or are you good at art? How about drawing new English words into a picture? And of course, it's sometimes great to break out into acting. Can you say that English sentence like you're a toothless old woman, or a 2-year-old toddler, or like you're James Bond? The idea is that you take your English seriously, but you play around with how you practice it. You may wonder, what if I'm not good at any of these things Marsha has suggested? No problem. It just means you're like many of us. You don't have to be great at any of those things. Just tie in whatever you really like and do well with your English learning and practice. So if that's lying in your favorite comfort spot at home with your spouse while doing some vocabulary practice and making up funny stories with your spouse or your friends, or it's listening to an English podcast while you walk your dog, that's perfectly fine. Just have fun with this. Now, the fifth way you can take your English to the next level as an executive is to see English as a tool you can use to help others who don't know your first language to understand what you mean. The reason this is such a powerful way to take your English to the next level is that it will give you the right internal motivation to get better at English. Instead of thinking of learning English as a necessary pain in your business experience, you should see it as a way to better understand those who don't speak your mother tongue, and at the same time, something you can use to help them understand what you mean. That way, it will make the experience of interacting with people from diverse backgrounds much more rewarding for both of you. Not to mention, broaden the scope of possibilities of what you can accomplish with them professionally and otherwise. Now, what if it just seems impossible to change the way you see English? The real question is, what if more people were learning this common language that would bridge the gap over language barriers? You could accomplish more if you become willing to change the way you see learning and using the language. Take the challenge. And finally, how can you do this? The practical step you can take towards changing your view of English learning is to remind yourself of how frustrating it was the last time you encountered someone and was trying to communicate something to them and they just didn't get it because they didn't speak your first language. And all your facial expressions and hand movements did not help them to figure out what you meant. Getting better at English is a way to build bridges over language barriers that would otherwise stand between you and many people you are likely to meet and do business with in our global community. Those are 5 ways you can take your English to the next level as a business executive. You can remind yourself of the 5 points we looked at today using the link below this video to get the notes I've prepared for you. If you want to be notified about more videos on English for non-native business executives, hit the subscribe button and share with a colleague who you think could benefit from it as well. You're also welcome to become a part of my private corporate Facebook community where non-native business executives who want to take their English to the next level meet, greet, and enjoy a relaxed atmosphere and a corporate mingle. The link for that is also below this video. Until next time, cheers to your English upgrade.